I like paranormal stuff. I'm a big ghost advocate. I do like some spooky stuff. Aliens? I fuck with aliens. Michael, you fuck with aliens? No. No? You fuck with anything, really? Your wife? Good answer. No, that's an illegal alien.
Hey, my paranormal soldiers. How's everybody doing? I know it's been a minute. Actually, it's been 6 months. And I want to start by clearing a few things up. I've seen the rumors. I've seen the comments. I've seen people saying Angelina disappeared because she's hiding from attacks, hiding from drama, because she said the side-eyed guy's name. I simply heard his name was Michael, and the person who told me it guessed it. So let me be very clear. I wasn't hiding from anybody. I was recovering from heart surgery, a 6-month recovery that I'm still recovering from, a medical situation, not drama, not fear, not running from assholes who think I'm running. No, I wasn't. I made one post explaining my side, and that was all I was willing to entertain. I wasn't feeding into anyone's bullshit. I was taking care of my fucking health. And now I'm back. So I'm picking up right where I left off. So let's get into this new video. So I didn't dox anybody. I didn't expose anybody. I didn't file a copyright. I didn't file a privacy complaint. A first name alone is not doxing. The side-eyed guy wears a fucking mask. His identity is hidden. You cannot dox somebody whose identity is already concealed. The side-eyed guy messaged me privately when I put up a post, and he confirmed his own first name. I never posted that message publicly, but he did confirm it. And while people were running with wild lies, I was recovering from heart surgery, not hiding from the drama. I wasn't feeding into your bullshit. And that's all I got to say. All right, my paranormal soldiers. Today we're diving into a video that I watched on the Truth or Demons channel. Stevie's video. One where she proudly announces she's winging it and has no script.
I don't have a script. I'm winging it, which I never do, so bear with me. But I have something I would like to talk about.
I'm going to be fair here, because not everything Stevie says in this video is wrong. It's not.
So, there were a lot of comments that were perpetuating misinformation, as usual. So I'm going to read a couple comments for you and share with you how I got blocked by Matt Rife on Instagram, and then also a little interaction I had with Miss Ginger Castay. So let's get to that. First, I found a comment in Matt's video that said, "You do know Ed and Lorraine were proved fakes years ago!" Exclamation point. This person really believes that Ed and Lorraine were proved fakes, which a lot of us in this community agree with. So Matt Rife replies and says, "Literally has never been proven because that's a lie. But good job believing anything you read online." So that was Matt. I decided to reply underneath Matt to the person who commented, and I said, "Yep, you are so right. I myself have debunked half the items in the museum with hard proof. Like, for instance, the fire doll they claimed set a house on fire in 1969 when the doll itself wasn't even made until 1998.
Stevie brings up the fire doll. And she was correct. The doll was made in 1998. So it absolutely could not have been involved in a fire from 1969, as the story goes. There's many stories. I verified Stevie's research myself. She got that part right about the fire doll. And honestly, that was a great debunk on her end. Now, here's where things get messy. And this is not Stevie's fault. It's just Nesper has told different stories about the fire doll over the years. So we really don't know the real story. Now, even though Stevie was right about the fire doll, there are several places in her video where things become inconsistent, misleading, or just flat out fucking wrong.
Then I found another comment that says, "I'm sure the neighbors love this. Ed and Lorraine kept to themselves for a reason. I'd love to go, but it seems disrespectful. I'm sure Ed and Lorraine are there and very upset." So this person believes that Ed and Lorraine are there, like as in spiritually, I think, but also believes that they're upset by what's happening. So Matt replies, "The neighbors are good friends of ours, and we have the blessings of the entire family." So I reply, "They actually don't have the blessings of the entire family. The nephew, John Zaffis, is not happy at all. And the Warrens' grandson, though not a great person, also didn't approve of this. They're just telling people they did." That was my comment.
This is where Stevie mixes up the idea of a blessing with legal authority. Tony and Judy were the legal owners of the house. They didn't need permission from every extended family member to sell the property. Stevie frames it like the sale was improper, but that's not how property law works.
So I tried to correct Matt. His statement, in fact, is not true. The entire family did not approve this situation. Tony and Judy Spira are far from the entire family.
Stevie implies Tony and Judy acted improperly. But again, she misunderstands how property ownership works. Again, Tony and Judy were the owners of the house. They didn't need permission from cousins, nephews, or grandchildren to sell the house. She frames the sale as something that required family approval, but that's simply not true.
I got a comment from Ginger Castay where I accused Matt of lying because he did in fact lie. They did not have the permission of the entire family to do this. So that's a lie. So Ginger comments, and Ginger says, "It's actually not a lie at all, and you don't know anything." So I commented back and said, "Oh girl," and a lot of laughing, crying emojis, because really? So Ginger, this next bit is for you. I did share with you some proof, which I don't know if you saw it or not. Obviously, you wouldn't have replied if you did. But I did share some proof with you on the Facebook page in the comments where I showed you where Chris McKinnell, the Warrens' grandson, posted he was not happy with this. He was not consulted. He did not approve. All of the above.
This is where Stevie's professionalism goes out the fucking window. Woo, goodbye. She tries to clown Ginger Castee, Elton's wife, but Ginger wasn't lying. Stevie was lying. She claims Matt and Elton did not have the permission of the entire family, but they didn't need the fucking permission of the entire family to buy the house. Again, they only needed Tony and Judy's permission, the legal owners. Stevie doesn't understand property law. She thinks family approval is required for a sale. It's not, Stevie. And instead of providing evidence, she mocks Ginger with emojis and attitude, but shows no receipts. She says she takes screenshots of everything. Okay, Stevie, where are the screenshots of Chris McKinnell saying he didn't approve of the sale? Where are the screenshots of John Zaffis saying he didn't approve of the sale? You didn't show any of that. Stevie also claims she posted proof to Ginger on Facebook. But again, she shows nothing in her video. Ginger wasn't lying. Stevie just didn't have the evidence she claimed to have had.
Here is a clip where I asked John specifically how he felt about Matt Rife and Elton Castee purchasing the Warren home. Take a look. All right, so I have so many, so I don't even know where to start. So I want to start with, I think, current events, if you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
I know everyone that has tuned in is dying to know how you feel about the current events of not only the sale of the Warren house, but who is operating things right now. And of course, what went down with Ryan Buell. So would you like to tell us how you feel about what is going on with that? We are dying to know.
Shitty. It's a hard thing because a lot of times when I take a step back and look at something, I have to look at things from twofold. Okay, that's, my family, it's the paranormal. And when you combined everything together, plus a lot of friends and, mutual acquaintances from my aunt and uncle throughout the years, Stevie, I get whammied like you can't believe from people. I mean, it was like, it hit like a ton of bricks when, they put the house up for sale. I mean, again, the house, they had to do something with the house. I understand that. It was falling in disrepair and everything, and it needed a lot of work. That I understand. I think, in all honesty, in the best way I can look at anything, it ripped something out of me seeing strangers touching their stuff. I'm sorry. It's the only way I can put it to you. And being a direct, honest person with looking at that and watching them go through the things and touching things. And, I knew how Lorraine was. Nobody's going to blow any smoke up my butt. When it comes to her, she did not like people touching her things. She would ask me to do certain things, go pull certain pictures and do this. And did you touch this? Did you touch that? Did this get moved? And she would get nervous over it because she would have everything certain ways. So when somebody takes that step back and says that, she'd be very comfortable with anybody, I don't care who it was, going through her things or touching her things, bullshit. Because again, that's just the type of individual she was. That was Lorraine. It's one I always knew, and understood it. So it was difficult. Now, on the flip end of watching what the young man Elton did with fixing up the property, securing the property, I think that's a fantastic thing. Again, I haven't seen anything that I would say I found odd. I mean, I found it weird when he'd walk through the rooms, filming things or looking at certain things and describing certain things. And I'm like, okay, a few things you got off there, the apartment upstairs. Yeah, that was Judy Penny's apartment.
Exactly.
Okay. That she lived there for up 10 years. It was built for her when they added on the big portion of the house. So therefore, again, I have to look at that a little bit differently probably, but I was exposed to all of that. So I look at it differently than what most people do.
Yeah, and I think a big problem with this whole thing is not that they purchased the home, but the information that they're perpetuating, because they're being fed this stuff from Tony and then they're repeating it, and it's things I've already, of course, researched and, for lack of a better term, debunked, and then they're just perpetuating this information, and that part is really frustrating for me. I love that they bought the property and plan to restore it. I love that they have taken care to make sure that things are taken care of. I love that, but I'm very frustrated with the direction they're going to take the paranormal part.
So far from what little I have seen, because I will say that to you, when I watched, them filming and doing different things, I can only watch so much of it. Then I have to go back in the house because my office is out in the barn, and I go back in and my wife has to listen to me bitch about it. So I watch as much as I can where I don't, try to let it get too much to me.
So there you have it. John's feelings on the purchase of the home. The entire family did not give consent for this. They are not on board. They are not happy about it. None of that. None of the stuff that Matt said.
This is where she directly misquotes John Zaffis. She takes his emotional moment, talking about memories, talking about the past, and twist it into a claim that the entire family didn't give consent. That is not what he said. And here's what she conveniently left out: the actual positive things John said. He was glad the house was finally being taken care of. He was happy someone was restoring it. He appreciated the repairs. He understood why the sale had to happen. He was relieved it wasn't being left just to rot. He was grateful for the new owners who were preserving the history. Stevie left out a lot of that. She didn't show screenshots. She didn't show quotes. She didn't show proof. She said she screenshots everything. So where are the screenshots of John saying he didn't approve? Where are they? Show us. To me, she cherry-picked one emotional moment and weaponized it and pushed her own narrative. She presents her interpretation as fact and leaves out every single piece of context that contradicts her claim.
On Facebook, I got a comment from Ginger Castay where I accused Matt of lying because he did in fact lie. They did not have the permission of the entire family to do this. So that's a lie. So Ginger comments, and Ginger says, "It's actually not a lie at all, and you don't know anything." So I commented back and said, "Oh girl," and a lot of laughing, crying emojis, because really? So Ginger, this next bit is for you. I did share with you some proof, which I don't know if you saw it or not. Obviously, you wouldn't have replied if you did. But I did share some proof with you on the Facebook page in the comments where I showed you where Chris McKinnell, the Warrens' grandson, posted he was not happy with this. He was not consulted. He did not approve. All of the above. So there's proof one for you that the entire family was not on board for this.
This is where Stevie claims completely fall apart. She says Chris McKinnell did not approve of the sale. She says he was not happy. She says he was not consulted. She says she has proof. She says she screenshots everything. So where are the screenshots from Chris McKinnell? You haven't shown any. Do you have them? Show us. She didn't show Chris's post. She didn't show his comment. She didn't show his statement. She didn't show anything. Nothing. She even says Ginger must not have seen the proof. But if she had proof, why didn't she put it in the video that she made? Why didn't she show it to her viewers? Why didn't she back up her claim? Because, in my opinion, the proof just doesn't fucking exist. And here's the real truth. Based on actual articles and interviews, Chris McKinnell was only upset about Tony taking haunted objects on tour. Not the sale, not Matt, not Elton, not the fucking house, not the transaction, not the permission, not the family approval. Here's what Chris actually said publicly. Tony is an entertainer who never worked a paranormal case. It was ironic Tony was portrayed in the Conjuring films. He allowed it for his mother's sake. That's what Chris said. Tony wanting to take the haunted objects on tour was dangerous, Chris says. It was a betrayal of everything his grandparents spent their lives doing. The museum was never meant to be open to the public. People should not touch or communicate with the objects. TikTok videos bothered him to no end. But not one word about being upset over the sale of the house. Not one word about needing his permission. Not one word about the family not being on board. Not one word about Matt or Elton doing anything wrong. I checked 4 different articles. I checked Chris's Facebook. I checked interviews. I did my research, and there is zero evidence Chris was upset about the sale. So Stevie's claim that Chris didn't approve, in my opinion, is a lie. Her claim that she had proof, where is it? Is that a lie? Where's the proof? Her claim that she screenshots everything, in my opinion, is a lie because she didn't show anything. She misled her viewers. She misrepresented Chris. She misrepresented the situation. She misrepresented the family. And in my opinion, she used that lie to attack Ginger, who wasn't lying at all.
So there you have it. John's feelings on the purchase of the home. The entire family did not give consent for this. They are not on board. They are not happy about it. None of that. None of the stuff that Matt said.
So this is her final thesis. And in my opinion, it's wrong. She concludes the family was not on board, but again, shows no proof. She doesn't show Chris's post. She doesn't show John's statements. She doesn't show any screenshots of any family member disapproving of the sale. She claims she has them, but she doesn't show them. She frames Matt as lying, frames the sale as improper, and she frames the family as unanimously opposed, none of which is supported by evidence.
Anyways, the other comment I got from Ginger says, "So disappointing to see you post stuff like this, actually." And I replied, "It's really disappointing to see you supporting lies with no receipts. And these men you surround yourself with acting the way they do. That's disappointing, genuinely."
When we're talking about real people, real families, and real history, you just can't fucking cherry pick what fits the goddamn narrative you want to fit. If you're going to debunk, you need to have full context, show full receipts, full transparency would be nice, and the full story would even be better. Not half of it, but the full fucking story. All right, my paranormal soldiers, that is all I have on this video. Sorry it was so short, but thank you for sticking with me through the facts, the receipts, and the bullshit. I'm back, I'm healthy, and I'm ready to get back to doing what I did, making critical thinking videos. Do me a favor, my paranormal soldiers. Drop in the comments what kind of videos you want to see next. What topics, what mysteries, what breakdown. Tell me, I'll make it. And Stevie, since you said the entire family didn't approve of the sale and that the sale was done without permission and that they were not happy, they were not consulted, if you're not lying, then show the receipts. You said you screenshot everything, so show the screenshots of Chris McKinnell saying he didn't approve or give permission for the sale. Show the screenshots of John Zaffis saying he didn't approve or give permission. Show the proof you claimed you had. If you can show it, I will apologize publicly. But until then, the burden of proof, it's on you, Stephanie. Love, peace, and hair grease, my soldiers. I'm out.